Hi friends, I hope you are all okay and that you're safe and that your families are safe and okay. And today I would like to talk about one thing that I think it's very important for us, especially today during this pandemic, but something that you will be able to use constantly in life. And the topic is, are we able to prevent anxiety before it starts? We have so many tools that we can use for anxiety when it starts, when the symptoms are there, and tools that we can use to work on those symptoms. But the question that I would like to answer today is to how to prevent those symptoms to appear. So what are those things that we can do in order to prevent that anxiety? To not let the anxiety to appear in our life and to those anxiety attacks to appear. Because, the question is this possible? And I can say yes, it is possible because anxiety is a symptom of something. And today we are going to learn and to see what causes that symptom, okay? And because it's a symptom, that means that we can prevent it. So let's start. First, I want to explain you what is the difference between fear, anxiety, and panic. So fear is completely normal reaction of our organism to some threat and to some threatening situation. And fear is there to protect us. You have here the complete video on my YouTube channel about fear and that fight or flight response, and is it good or bad, and how stress can kill us. You can watch those videos. But what I want to tell you is that fear is basically the reaction of a real threatening situation. Anxiety appears when we subconsciously think that we are not able to cope with that threatening situation, that we are not capable to stand that. And panic is the highest level of this, when we subconsciously or consciously think that that's it, there is no way out. And panic is basically the consequence of one thinking mistake that we have, and that's catastrophizing or fortune telling. So let's see what can we do to prevent anxiety. So the first thing is to believe in your capabilities, to believe that you're capable to stand some situation. Human race and humans are very capable, and we always find some way out. And think about your past, and think about all that situations that you actually found a way out in a very simple way and very fast. We are afraid of fear. We are anxious because we are afraid that we are going to be afraid in some situation, and we will not be able to cope with that some threatening situation. But we have plans, we have ability to plan, but that ability is not something that will completely save us, especially in that moment. So if you plan all the catastrophizing possibilities, that means that you will be safe. And that's the safety behavior of everyone who feels anxiety, but it's not the truth, because fear is your friend, and fear is actually there to provide you all the tools, okay, to prepare you physically and mentally instantly, so you can respond to save your life if it's needed. So fear is my friend. That's the first thing that you have to apply in your memory, in your subconscious, in your belief system. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is the friend and is there to protect us. Number two is to spot and work on that thinking mistake. In psychology, we have some thinking mistakes, and I will be sharing some of them on this YouTube channel. And you already have here the video about catastrophizing and fortune telling thinking mistake, the video. Watch it if you want to learn more about it. But the point is that what this thinking mistake is doing to us is making us to predict the worst possible situation. And even if you are able to predict, it doesn't mean that it will happen. And usually all those things that when we are anxious, all those things that we predict because we want to feel safe, we want to predict everything that will happen. Basically 90% of those things never happened, and which is sad because you waste your days and your time, and you're stressing your organism and your mind by using this mistake. And this mistake was part of my life. When I lost my father, this mistake appears in my mind and took the driving seat. Because he died like it was not a part of the plan. And then my mind started to predicting everything and trying to make a plan for everything. And that was very stressful life. But I realized that's a thinking mistake, and I worked on it. So this is the thing that you should work on mostly of the time, and pay attention and look the complete video about it. But the first aid for this thinking mistake is to give a chance to positive outcome. Give a chance to positive outcome, to positive situations. Think about your life, how many times things actually turn out in a good and a positive way. So stop believing that uncertainty is unsafe. Behind anxiety, there is this belief: uncertainty is unsafe. If I don't know what will happen, then I should be constantly worried about it. And you can solve it by using the hope instead of fear. What if something very great happened? And the final thing, very important thing when we speak about anxiety, and it's stop pushing your negative emotions under the carpet and stop pretending they doesn't exist. If you read some psychology books about anxiety, you will find one thing and one fact, that anxiety appears when we are pushing all our negative emotions and when we pretend they don't exist. So basically anxiety, it's like a consequence and the signal to tell us that we cannot avoid what we feel. And people who are not working on their thoughts and emotions, they feel those emotions through the body sensations, and that's basically the anxiety. So if I don't work on my fear of, for example, loneliness, if I don't process those emotions, if I pretend that everything is okay and I know subconsciously that it's not, that I'm terrified, my body will give me the signal through the anxiety, physiological anxiety symptoms. It will give me the signal that it's not how it goes, girl. You have to work on your emotions, and I will show you by this. I will show you by physical symptoms of anxiety, like trembling, very fast heart rate, sweating, feeling that you will pass out, and all those terrible feelings. So every time you feel those feelings, you should know that's only the signal that you have some unresolved emotions, and sit down and work on that emotions. That's really important. I prepared the printable guide for this one because it's maybe the most important when we speak about anxiety and prevention of anxiety. So download it and try it. You will be able to see how to recognize what makes you to feel something that is so negative, and why you feel that, and what can you do to change that. So those were the 3 basic things that we can do in order to prevent our anxiety, because all those things are the practice to work on the cause and not on the consequence. And if we work on a cause, then maybe the consequence will not be there. The negative consequence will not be there, which is anxiety in this specific case. So down below I will leave you all the links to the videos that are connected with this video and the printable guides. See you in the next video.